Whatever, man. You know, Demon know too. That's why I'm looking at y'all crazy, dog.
Wait.
We just need the theme music and be good.
Told you. Yep.
Here we go.
I don't know nothing.
I don't know about y'all, man.
What is it, like a secret dog society or something?
Yes, y'all. You were now tuned to the Melodrama podcast. This is episode 43.
Joe snitching.
Oh, 43 too. I wrote 42.
Yeah, episode 43. You know what I'm saying?
Joe snitching on y'all, fam.
And
I don't even know Joe. Joe snitching on himself.
So we went straight from pre-production to drama. Demo was like record.
All y'all, fam.
So JG, why don't you lead us into this topic?
Hey, man.
You know what I'm saying? And then we'll just ask how we're doing throughout the discussion, but just talk. Just let us know what's on your mind.
Bro, I had to, man, because the two homies, Demon and the Fat Jedi, y'all the only dog owners on the show, man.
No, Steve has a dog.
I have a dog.
You do too? Oh, damn.
It's not a real dog.
I don't know. Like, I might have to quit the show, fam.
It's not you said it's not a real dog.
It's a real dog, but it's
but you got one of them purse dogs?
It's like a big purse dog.
Ah, yeah. Well,
like a duffel bag dog.
It's like a beagle, Yorkie, poodle.
I don't know, man. Hey, all I know is Joe said is all of y'all.
So when you say Joe, who are you talking? What Joe?
I'm talking about Joe Budden, man, on this pod. I seen the video. The motherfucker said it, and he was doing the shit while he said it, man. Joe said y'all. He said y'all be molesting y'all pets, man. Joe said it. Yeah, he said y'all be jagging the dogs off.
So
man.
so like the thing is, so
He said all dog owners do this, man.
What?
What?
That's what he said.
Me.
That's what he said. He said all dog owners do. See, man, and you be having the dog next to you on the show and shit, fam.
She's always jumping.
Man, what's happening, man?
He said you be having a dog next.
What's happening, man? Come on, dog. What's happening? That shit ain't cool, fam.
The funny thing is, though, this is a cool thing. What I liked about this story, which also will lead to another story, because there's also like podcast beef, right?
Right.
Between Joe Budden and like Charlemagne. Like Joe Budden has Joe Budden podcast. Charlemagne has the Brilliant Idiots podcast, and they're both like leaders in this space, right? In this creative podcast space. They were doing it before it was cool. So they're kind of looked at as leaders. So they've been kind of going back and forth, and they've been using this exact subject to go back and forth with each other. But like as a regular listener to like both of the shows, it was like completely the way that it was cut, it made it sound even worse than like when I was listening to the show in real time.
Bro.
Like, because the thing is, if you listen to the show, you'll realize they do joke and the jokes be wild, right? Like we joke, right? For example, we talked about Slutty Dolphin, but we didn't talk about us doing anything to the dolphins.
We don't fuck dolphins on the Melodrama podcast, fam.
No.
So like the funny thing is, so after hearing it in the regular show, as I was listening to it, and then hearing the Brilliant Idiots cut it, and then like present it, and they did a whole segment on this.
It's like saying anybody who owns a bear is a bear fucker.
I mean, maybe they is.
Motherfucker.
How we know? Hey, all I know is Joe Dog.
Did you say what's a bear?
I said, who owns a bear?
We talked about that on the podcast too, man. It was your idea, Trip. See, Trip again. It was your idea. You was the one talking about making them like watch bears for like protecting the crib and shit. That was your idea, fam. You just want to molest the bears too, dog. That's some day. I wouldn't.
No, we talking about Dima trying to sightsee bears from the middle of the lake.
Right.
In a little ass canoe.
He was trying to get closer to him, man.
And after that, one of y'all sent JG, I think it was you, that bear that climbed up that tree so fast.
I got that video. Yeah. That was crazy.
I was like, yo. And they were just like,
hey,
listen, if that was me, I would have died because
right there. Because
Trip would have been like,
I'm dumping.
Trip would have been like, shut up. Speak, shut up. I'm like, oh my God!
Your hair's on fire and shit.
Man, I'm telling you. Oh man, I don't know what the hell I would have did, bro. I know I was not gonna do what they did though.
Oh
I
man,
did
dude.
something. I probably would have jumped out that tree, and then you would have just got ate by the other
Man,
bear.
dude. Because I was like, I'm
Yeah,
looking at the
that's
bear in the video. I'm like, yo.
friend over.
right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I'm like, this bear. I'm like, I could take this bear, but I'm like, nah, bears are irregular. They have like irregular strength. So like that bear alone probably like bench presses like 2,000-3,000.
I could have a gun and still be scared. You need a
Still
shot.
be scared.
Yeah. So
Because you
and
got to think like
in the manner in which that
a
bear
bear,
climbed that tree in how
One
many
spot
seconds?
you can hit him that'll kill
well, you
him.
got to think that's a bear out in the wild, so that's lean, like that's lean muscle. That's not like an animal in captivity that's just laying around eating.
Yeah.
Like that's lean muscle, and then like they swim upstream. Like it's people that make their dogs swim upstream just to like build muscle.
Yeah, they do that shit to eat.
Right.
Yeah, man.
We don't molest the dogs. Fuck that.
Dog did. Hey, fam. But the other funny part too is
Joe Budden had a puppy when he was a kid.
No, he's a huge dog lover. So the funny thing is,
hey
so
man,
the thing is,
don't say dog lover. No
there's
more.
been like
Joe Budden's
three
dog
different.
is a part of the Me Too movement, fam. His dog been Me Too'd up, bro. I'm just saying. That's some bullshit. Hey, dog, that motherfucker said when they called him out about it,
can you see
why he was mad?
Dog.
Huh?
Stop victim shaming the dog.
I'm just saying.
Can you still
That
call,
motherfucker said,
still call a dog a bitch?
the wife said it. He said all that video, that information, the fact that he do that shit, was like in his divorce papers and shit. His wife was trying to come after him in court for doing that shit, like to get custody of the dog in a divorce, I guess, or some shit. I don't know. But
That's so the whole. So
that's how that came up.
Yeah, no, that's how it all came out.
No, so basically what's happening is because I listened to the original. I listened to the original show when it happened.
The video was on that podcast though, Speak.
Yeah, and that wasn't his dog.
He had the other dude dog.
Yeah.
And he was doing the shit to the dog on the video. And dude was like, hey man, stop raping my dog. And took his dog from Joe.
And they made a whole joke about it.
Yeah, they made a whole joke about it.
I think so
I don't know, Speak. Sound like you
But Joe said
for
all
Joe
pet owners do it.
Speak, it sound like you standing for Joe Budden. You keep coming to his defense.
No, I'm just trying to paint the whole story because there's been a response since then. There's been
Joe said something else.
I'm trying to disassociate myself from the whole story.
Because he said it's all y'all, fam. I'm just saying. He said all y'all do that shit, bro.
Not facts.
That's what he said. I'm just telling you what the man said.
He said that's cap.
But then I was like,
yeah, dude, that was funny,
bro.
It was funny, dude. And
that shit weird as hell.
But like
I was actually mad that he was light skinned because I'm like, no, we done had enough.
He can go to jail for that, can he?
We done had enough losses, man. I need dark skinned dudes to start getting some losses. Man.
You said, hold on, you said you can go to jail for that trip?
Can't you?
I think so.
Listen, I don't know. What one of the things that
how the dog gonna report
isn't that like
you?
a form of like bestiality or something?
But how the dog gonna report you though? I guess he did snitch on himself. I mean, I guess you could.
So, and that's what the Brilliant Idiots podcast we're talking about because they have like one of the co-hosts on there, and he was talking about his name is Wax, and he was talking about he was saying dog breeders actually do that. He was saying dog breeders actually do take care of their dogs, and he didn't go into why, but he was like that's what this other co-host on the podcast said.
Have you ever heard the saying sheep fucker?
No.
Yeah.
Do you think that's real?
I just thought hey man, I just side eye most farmers. I just figured be doing that shit.
There's this one movie that talks about taking your sheep out on the hill in boots and putting your feet in the boots and pretending that you're pushing the sheep off the fucking ledge. And they said that it's sheep fuckers, and they do that. That's fucked up.
That's dumb.
Dude, I remember, so like I don't really watch the news a lot, but there was one day, this is before I moved back to Milwaukee, I was watching the news, and there was this kid, he was like maybe like somewhere, let's just say about 18 years old. And this lady, she kind of took him in, I guess, saw some promise in him or whatever, and was like, well, to help me out, you can take care of my dogs. And she had like 2 like pit bulls or whatever. Like this dude that would like became the dog, he was the dog caretaker essentially. On the news story was he was like literally molesting the dogs.
Damn.
Like literally. It was a real news story in Georgia a couple years ago, and I'm just like, dude,
The South fucked up, fam.
got to be more careful.
There was a guy who just got mauled by his dog. It was a Rottweiler. And it had some aggression and shit, and I guess it mauled him. He was like 50-something or 60.
But if you know your dog is that aggressive, aren't you supposed to like get rid of it?
You're supposed to report it. Yeah, it's been reported to like run after some kids and attack some kids before and shit. So it's had a track record. But that's crazy.
Wow, that's like real life Cujo.
Maybe that's because he wasn't doing the Joe Budden and shit. The dog was like, "What's up with them hand jobs, man? What's happening with?"
Well, it's crazy.
That's some bullshit, dog.
Hey, so
that's some bullshit, bro. Joe bogus as hell, man.
is Joe a dog breeder?
No, he a dog owner. He's a dog owner like you. He said, "Oh, you want to do it."
He used to have. He don't actually. Well,
he told himself.
He doesn't have a dog anymore. His dogs died.
That motherfucker was self-incriminating. I'm sure they died happy though. I'm sure they died happy. Wasn't that in The Color Purple? How he died? On top of me.
Oh my God.
Bro, move your pit.
He said, I'm sure they died happy. Oh my God. You're gonna get us canceled by all the dog lovers. Like you about to get us canceled by all.
Bro. Hey, it ain't me, it's Joe, man.
We ain't even made it to episode 50 yet, fam.
We ain't even 50 weeks old.
Hey, we gotta hold off on that building, just in case. What up, Trill?
There is like looking on Google.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. There is like some shit where they say like dog breeders collect like semen for like breeding, or I don't know what the fuck they do, but I didn't read like deeply into it because I'm kind of like grossed out by how they said they do it. But they said
it's like cow. Yeah, people do that with bulls too.
Like they collect it. They collect
the semen, yeah.
Like I guess artificial insemination. Like I don't know.
Yeah, for breeding.
For breeding, like particular, you know.
And there's no machines that do it, I guess they have to do it by.
So do they give the dogs like a porn magazine? Like they give
them a cigarette, my nigga. After
no, they said that they let. They said that they let the dog sniff another dog.
Shit. Oh.
Doggy porn. Wow.
While he's while the dog's sniffing another dog.
Sit right here. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
I don't want to save the world no more, dog. I don't want to say that. That shit. I don't like nothing.
Every
about
dog
that,
should be neutered and spayed.
I don't like nothing about that, bro.
I was not ready.
But think about
how the fuck is that your job? How's that your job, man? Who the fuck want to do that?
But you know what? That's probably how they create all these damn
animal lovers.
Breeds.
He said animal lovers.
Bro, what the fuck?
That's probably
if one of my kids would have told me they want to do that shit like as a career when they was little, I probably would have had their ass committed or something. What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
Trip, what you say? They're breeding like Saint Bernards and Chihuahuas? They're like crossbreeding them?
Bro.
That's how. But think about like that. That's probably how you get a lot of these different or new breeds. You know, because every once in a while there is a new breed, but like they try to like people like to be in such control of shit.
Yeah.
So like they probably like breeding like certain breeds, trying to get rid of certain weaknesses and shit like that. Because every dog got
certain like things.
Got a certain like weakness. Like I got a pit bull. Demon got a pit bull. They got bad respiratory systems. You know, like
Wow.
Doberman Pinschers got like bad hips. You know, shit like that. So like, it's probably some asshole somewhere trying to genetically create the perfect dog that created
man, his name Hitler. That motherfucker started fucking World War and shit. That's what dog was on.
Wow.
This shit, I don't like that shit, bro.
Yo.
Plus, dog, if you really love your dog, why you robbing him of pussy? You don't get no fucking at all. Your dog just can't fuck. That's fucked up, bro.
So how does that work?
I don't like nothing about this.
How does that
shit.
work? If you have a dog, you're supposed to what? Are you supposed to make sure your dog has conjugal visits?
Trouble's never been with another dog, but
when they get neutered or spayed, I think they're less like driven.
It lessens it. Also, when they get older, it kind of dies down a little. And if they're not around a dog that's in heat, for the male dog, they're not around a girl that's in heat, it's not bad. Now, girl dogs go in heat anyway. Like, they have a full-blown period, the whole 9. But the thing for me would be, if I was to mate Trouble with somebody else's dog, I'd have to get a stud fee up front. Because most people that mate dogs are doing it for the money off the puppies. So the only way for the male owner or the male dog owner to get money would be you either get a stud fee up front, or you get like pick of the litter, and then you sell that puppy or whatever.
Wow, it's like Cash App. Like with OnlyFans, you got to pay before you see.
Right.
Well,
that shit do sound like porn because the dudes don't get no money. The chicks do. The dude payment is no. You just smash like 8
and that's
bitches,
why,
bro. That's your
you got to
payment.
charge a stud fee, because like Trouble is a full-grown male, full-blooded pit bull that's never been mated. So if I did stud Trouble out, I could get a decent amount of money.
Oh my god!
It's funny.
It's been pimping.
It's funny because some dogs are prematurely mated.
Yeah.
Like some people like mate their dogs like soon as the dog is like 6 months to a year, and that's considered like prematurely mating the dog. But the fact that Trouble is like 5 years old, like Trouble could possibly his first litter with another dog could be like 12 puppies.
Wow.
So
because you've been denying him that nigga. You sounded real massa-ish, fam.
We gotta name this podcast. I'm gonna need a stud fee.
Exactly, man. You sounded like some slave driver shit here, fam.
As soon as we go downstairs, as soon as I'm done with this podcast, I'm gonna go talk to my wife. Like, you know what? I know we do the budget. Like, but I'm gonna need this.
You gonna try to get the stud fee in the budget?
Man. Oh, that's fucked up, bro.
It don't work like that, Trump. It don't work like that because you already gave up the goods.
Oh man, much. I didn't know my worth.
Yeah, ain't no fee there, dog. You ain't got no leverage.
I didn't value myself.
Ain't no reparations on that, man.
Nah, it ain't. That's fucked up.
Oh my god, yo! I had no idea this conversation was gonna lead us there.
See, Joe be fucking up, man. Joe fucking up.
So like
that shit nasty though, Joe. If Joe really doing that shit, Joe
he did it on the show.
He should be
was doing the shit on the show,
man. Like,
what did he do?
He was rubbing on the dog.
So, and the thing is, I listened to the show. I never watched.
You didn't see the video? I'll see if I can find the video. I'll send it to you.
Well,
I mean, on the show, and the dude was like,
I mean, you could rub the dog's belly, but was he really?
That didn't look like the belly, but I don't know dogs. Maybe they belly lower and shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't jag off dogs, my dude. I don't know.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know the right or wrong way to do that shit. But apparently Joe was crying, bro. Master. Joe was a master and shit. I mean, he a master at that shit. A master masturbator and shit. Yeah. He a master masturbator. I mean, you got to be cold to do shit to other motherfuckers, I guess, you know. But
I
Yeah,
have
Dude out
life.
there
dude on
giving
one, man.
I got
Who
life
said Joe
all
out there
wrong.
giving hand jobs?
I got
Dog,
life all wrong, bro. I have it all
bro.
wrong. Yo, that's crazy. So like we took a week off. And like
No,
the
I feel
funny,
like it's been like 3 weeks.
it does. So here's the funny thing, right? I felt like a punk, right? Because like JG like really went through the wire. You know what I'm saying? Like
For sure.
through the
Shit.
ringer, right? And I
Yeah.
was like, we can't do this show because my mouth hurt.
Pause.
Pause, man. God damn. This nigga
Well,
he too secure, Trip. He too secure.
so for those who don't know, like, so you know, I had my wisdom teeth removed, and it's just one of
Shit
those
is bad.
things.
All of
It
them?
was, yeah,
4
yeah. So like, I just
At
went,
once?
one time.
uh-huh.
That's what I did too.
Yeah, like nigga, I was like Wyclef. I said one time.
Yeah.
So like, but the cool thing is, I'll be real. Like, it was really, really. So my sister was gaslighting me. Oh my God, you're gonna be in so much pain, and you're gonna do this. She's like, you're not even gonna feel like it's you. Like, you're gonna have to learn how to chill. I'm like, why are you invoking all of this fear in my soul right now? Like, I don't get it. So like, the cool thing, we go. Of course, my lady takes me. We go, and but I had already, you do your consultation. I told them, I said, yo, I want to be I want all the drugs. I want to be knocked out. I was able to chill, listen to my earbuds and shit. And I felt the music changing. I was like, ooh, they switched the beat up. Like, cause I was listening to my own playlist, right? That I listen to when I study, because I just wanted to relax. It's like, I listen to this shit all the time when I'm studying. So I'm like, okay, this is great. And then they put the little thing in, and then like the doctor left, and then the nurse was like, and then she took the thing off, and then had like more that's looks very clear, but it's very small. She put that in, and then the thing, and I was like, oh, I'm finna really be gone. So like, I'm listening to the music in my earbuds. She's like, yeah, once you fall asleep, we'll just move your phone. That's fine. I was like, okay, that's cool. When they switched the beat up, bro, I was like, yo, they just chopped and screwed my playlist. This is so fucking dope. And then I just woke up, and it was done. Like, I didn't. It was very, very. Aside from just the normal process it takes to heal, I didn't experience any pain. My lady took very, very good care of me. Like, I was nervous. Like, she's like, how you feel? I was like, I don't want to say, because I don't want anything bad to happen.
You didn't feel any pain after?
Not really. So the first night I took Tylenol 3. And that first night it was like I think I felt some irritation, but like it was just really just the gauze and stopping the bleeding type shit. But after day 2, man, I was good, and like, she took such great care of me. I didn't have to worry about shit or think about shit. Yeah. Of course, you take them extra days off work, and it was just cool. And then I was like, with working out, it's like, you don't want to do that because you get some dry socket shit. So like, I haven't worked out any of that shit, and I've been like, on this like little, I set this new weight goal for myself, because I don't normally weigh myself. I'm like, I probably dropped a few extra pounds. I'm like, it's gonna work. It's gonna work.
So when you woke up, like, all your clothes were still on the right way and shit?
Yo, I told my wife, I said, how you leave me? I said, how you leave me? My shirt was unbuttoned and it was undone. Like, my shirt didn't even have buttons at first when I went in. Like, how
And Dennis gave you like 7 appointments and shit. You need to come back.
Hey, they drugged you and let Joe Budden in your room.
Bro.
No.
You got violated, fam. Just saying. You got violated. That's what they do. That's what they do.
Oh,
bro.
my God.
He was singing DMX songs while you was out.
No.
Man.
Let me hear him.
Bro.
Oh,
That
is horrible. That's disgusting, bro. So yeah, needless to say, we're back, back and better than ever. So I'm excited to.
Hey, I was scared for a minute, man.
What you mean?
I thought he was just gonna end up being me and Dima, man. Like, It was like a ghost town. It was like a
Could have
ghost town
been.
in the group chat.
It could have been, dude.
JG
I
was
was
up there dying, man. Like,
yeah.
So, and the thing is, it was hard to record the previous show, episode 42, without JG, because, like, I mean, it was some heavy stuff. And then it's like, you know, meanwhile, our homie is, you know, he's in the recovery process and shit like that. So it's like, you know.
No, that nigga was still dying at that point.
Yeah, still dying then, bro.
Hey, he didn't hit recovery till like day 8. Like, he was doing like a captain's log on Facebook.
Yo, so like, so I posted on my page. So basically, I hit JG up, right? I hit JG up. I'm like, I need to hit my big brother up. Like, I don't want him to think like, my only interest in connecting with him is only when he brings his brilliance to the podcast. I'm like, you know, I gotta reach out, be a real friend and shit. So I'm like, yo, what's up? I remember this like yesterday. I'm heading to get my morning coffee. That's my only time I connect with civilization. So before I pull off, I was like, I need to text JG right now and let him know I'm thinking about him, letting him know that I'm wishing him well. I'm sending him love and light. Like, this is what I'm doing, right?
He's being real woke.
Yo, I'm like, this is my bro. I'm like, I love him. Like, I need to reach out to him, you know what I'm saying? And make sure he's good. Like, he's not just like some hired gun, you know what I'm saying? Right. So like, this nigga, he goes, like, I'm good. He's like, but if your Jeanne ass ever send me love and light again.
I never heard that shit before, bro. Like, light? What the fuck? I pay my electric bill. I got
Grand Awakening.
Yeah, I got light.
Oh my God. I was like, and I'm like,
he did a self-affirmation before he sent it to you.
I did. I centered myself in my car. You know what I'm saying?
Yoga poses in the backseat of the truck.
He woke up extra early.
Yes.
Before everybody.
Yeah,
he got up at least 2 hours before you so he could do that.
Just so I can prepare myself to, to be, to provide this essence, this love. Like, energy is universal. So, and the first thing is, I couldn't stop laughing, right? After I read it. And then I was like, wait, I like Jeanne.
Hey, Jeanne is dope. I like Jeanne too and shit.
Like, their shit is like
fine, a motherfucker too.
Man, what happened to them?
I don't know.
What I'm noticing though?
I think it's the industry, because if you listen to their music now, I kid you not, their music right now could sound like it just came out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go. You know what? I'm gonna have to pull them up on Tidal though, because what I've been noticing is that a lot of the artists that we think just like fell off the face of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they still been releasing projects. They just not getting mainstream.
Man, Renee, the dark skinned one from Jeanne, she write music and lyrics for everybody.
I didn't know that.
I don't know about the other sisters, but I think they still cool and they like a writing duo. So they still make they might be responsible for some of that bullshit we hearing now. But it's beneath them because they musicians, they classically trained and all of that. Them chicks was phenomenal.
Hey, but you gotta, I mean, you trying to eat, you gotta write what sell.
Right, that's it.
But I think I even saw like, because I was listening to SIBO one day, and I think I saw like SIBO released the album like maybe a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not like they doing it like every year, but
I didn't know SIBO had some new shit out.
I mean, I don't know. I can't remember how long ago it was, but it was less than, what is this, 2020? Mm-hmm. It's probably less than like 6 years ago.
Yeah, that's a very good point. It's a very good point. And it's also the way that these like algorithms and shit are set up. Like, basically, if I'm a major act, so like if you think of an artist like Lil Baby, he's a young artist, he's signed to QC. Their record label has had a ton of success from the Migos, Cardi B, all that shit, Lil Yachty. So Lil Baby's, I guess, one of their newer guys. And he's like the only artist to go double platinum in the pandemic. Like so when you go, so whether you log on to Tidal, Apple Music, Spotify, whatever it is, we're gonna see that because the record labels are vested in us consuming his music. But then somebody that's, you know, what they consider like a legacy act, like MC8. I've always been a fan of MC8. So like when Jay-Z came out, when he was like, yeah, I was like, everybody starts saying that. I said, fam, that's MC8. That's not Jay-Z.
Right.
Like that's MC8 all day. So like I've always, you know, tried to pay attention and stay up to what MC8 is doing. He actually just released a single with Conway.
2019.
He just released a new single like a week ago.
Yeah.
No, Sibo dropped the album in 2019.
Oh,
Sibo
didn't. See, but that's what I'm saying. And some of these artists, because the thing about hip hop is not like the NBA. You don't get worse. Like, and that's the part that's frustrating because we have actually, not us because we're older, but there was a time where even us as consumers was like, if you're at a certain age, you shouldn't be listening to this type of music. Like, and that's like really only in hip hop. Like I saw LL Cool J tweet just like less than 24 hours ago. LL Cool J, who's a fucking legend, tweeted, man, this new music, ... I guess I still can rap a little bit. Like, you know, he's a millionaire. He's good. And just that irony of somebody at that level. The thing is, you know, artists, we're very, very insecure about our shit.
But you know what? That's because
Stacks said that too.
That's because we was brainwashed, man. Like, they wanted us to believe that rap was only gonna be a fad anyway.
Yes.
You know, so they put that in our head like from jump.
Don't put it on just them. It wasn't just the industry, dog. I was just listening to, they doing a tribute to L on Rock the Bells right now. And Snoop Dogg was on there. He played one of his favorite L songs, To the Break of Dawn, because that's the one where he crushed Mo D Hammer and Ice-T's Curl. Remember that? Well, dog, the diss he said about Hammer, my old gym teacher ain't supposed to rap. It wasn't just the attitude of the industry, bro.
It was the MCs too.
The MCs too.
It was.
I'm gonna keep it funky with you, dog. I'm 50. Fuck, I look like on stage, dog. No, I'm not doing that shit.
See, but this is the thing.
It's different.
It's ingrained in me. Like, I'm
here's
too
the
old for that. It's a young man. I don't.
But the thing is, but you would go see Charlie Wilson.
But hold on. But that's different though, because
no, it's not.
But you know what though, fam? It kind of is. And here's why. R&B, soul, funk, pop. That's mainstream music.
It didn't start out mainstream.
But hip hop has always, since its inception, has been on the cutting edge, the bleeding edge of cool. That's what hip hop is. Hip hop ain't mainstream. Hip hop has always been the epitome of what's cool right now. It even when they say, does art imitate life or does life imitate art? When it comes to hip hop, life imitates the art.
Yeah.
Hip hop is on that cutting edge. So in my opinion, that's why it was more of a young man's game.
But the thing is, but this, you know, we just mentioned gaslighting. So like, when you think about it though, they were gaslighting these young MCs to do these things and make these disses because it's profitable for them. And I would even argue that hip hop has been mainstream and hip hop has been pop music for at least the last 20 years, probably even more. So like hip hop has surpassed country music because we're going neck and neck with country music for years as far as the most popular genre. It's like we had surpassed everybody else, but country was still holding on as the number one genre.
Right.
But I believe at least, let's just say, not maybe last 20, let's just say last 10. Last 10 years, undoubtedly, like hip hop has been the top, because remember some of these, the Ushers of the world, they started to do these crossover joints and all of that, and now with hip hop you ain't got a crossover, you can just be hip hop. If you choose to do something that crosses over, that's kind of your personal artist bag, but now hip hop is mainstream. So I think this makes more sense. And then when I think about how record labels are set up, and then I think about like the music industry itself, and like we were talking about Joe Budden earlier, and like he said something one time on his show. He took him like 13 years to get his like publishing back or some shit, or to like own all of his music.
Yep.
And just the concept of what it takes to own your own music. So
because they signed it all the way in the beginning to get on.
And most people do, and that's the thing. And it also is like, why do you think all of we talked about this before on this podcast, all of the Motown greats, they were broke, but they all had shiny new Cadillacs. Tupac, before he died, was complaining about his shit.
Yep.
But what would happen? Suge would give him a big wad of money and a new car and some girls. So it's like, there's something to be said about that, man. But I don't know. I think I really like and that's kind of one of the subjects though, like hip hop albums are being made again though. Full length albums are being made in this playlist era, and like I just recently listened to 2 albums. I just wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about Big Sean's album Detroit 2. Big Sean he doesn't perfectly fit in my demographic. Right. He's younger. He came up in that Drake, Kendrick era. And you know, Big Sean, he took a lot of time from his last project to this one. Dude, his album is really...
He had like girlfriend issues, didn't he?
I don't know.
Wasn't he like fucking with Jordan Sparks or some shit? And, I don't know.
I don't know.
Some little young chick or something.
I know he's with Janae Aiko, and I just know their relationship has been off and on. That's all I really know. But like,
I didn't fuck with dude because I'm an ageist with my hip hop.
But that's the thing.
Young, bro.
And I hesitated. So I'm gonna be real. Because of that, what you said right there, JG. I hesitated to listen to this album. I was like, dude, you know what? He's probably gonna be talking about a lot of stuff that I can't relate to. Like, there's some really cool young artists I can't listen to because their content is too immature. Right. Like, I love Black. I think Black is a great artist, but his content is very much 20s. I just started getting pussy. Like, I don't have time to listen to that kind of music. But with Big Sean, his album is very well rounded. He has, like, I knew he could rap, but I didn't think he could rap that well. I thought he was just a popular rapper. He actually raps extremely well on this album. He's got the skits. He's got a skit of Dave Chappelle talking about, like, he was doing a show one day in Detroit and he was bombing, and somebody, like, who he didn't really know, but everybody else knew, gave him some words of encouragement. He found out later that was Big Sean's dad. Like, just different shit like that. He's got an Erykah Badu skit. He's got a fucking Stevie Wonder on his album. He's got Stevie Wonder on his album.
He didn't know he was doing it.
Well, he had some weed. That's all you gotta do, have some weed.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you, Trip. This motherfucker said he didn't know he was doing it.
I mean, he probably didn't, but what else he doing? Stevie just somewhere chilling. Right, he just chilling on $1 billion bored.
And they just slid a mic in front of him. He ain't see it.
Oh my God!
They come to the studio, that motherfucker, he'll drive. That ain't no bullshit, dog.
So the funny thing is,
Ray Parker Jr. said Stevie will fire you if you don't let him drive.
So the funny thing is, on this skit on the album, Stevie talks about the first time he saw a piano. I'm not even fucking joking.
Tell you, dog.
I'm not joking. I mean, it's a beautiful
skit.
But
now, hold on. But now Ray did say he cannot see. Don't get it twisted. That it's not a rumor. He ain't faking that he blind.
So here's the thing, though.
He said he cannot see, but there's
a difference between being like
he will fire your ass
blind. There's a difference between like completely blind,
right,
and legally blind.
True.
Okay.
So I got a homegirl. It's getting worse, so she's almost to the point where she's completely blind. But there was a point where, like, she was legally blind, but she could move around, especially in like familiar places, without, like, help, or without, like, a walking stick, because she could still see like certain images and shapes and shadows.
Okay. To
But,
make her way, yeah.
You know, like, but so yeah, there's a difference between like completely blind and legally blind.
Right.
Now, would I get in a car with Stevie Wonder? Fuck no.
I don't know, dude.
Then
I
you
think
fired, my dude.
Hold up. It's worse, Trip. You got in the car with me and I couldn't drive.
Yeah, but you can see, motherfucker.
Yeah, we take that shit for granted.
Hey,
Right.
but Trip was like, I still remember this like we were like it was yesterday, and this was over 30 years ago. No, 20 years ago. He was like, turn. I was like, okay. And I just turned. He was like, well, most people brake when they turn.
Hey.
Like me teaching the kid. But
I'm
yeah,
like, yo, my only driving experience prior to that have been Bonanza, my nigga. So
Look, if I had to get in the car with Stevie
did
Wonder,
you brake when you go to Bonanza, nigga? No.
Nah,
you probably ran into the damn tires too, motherfucker.
Yep.
I will definitely confirm that I have hit those tires several times.
If I have to get in the car with Stevie Wonder driving, I will send a group text to all of y'all to get a lawyer on the phone. We about to get paid. We blowing up.
For sure.
No drum about to blow up.
For sure.
So Stevie gonna hit something and I'm gonna fall out.
Man.
Yo, we have managed to offend a lot of people in a very
sure.
short period of time.
You know what? I love Stevie Wonder, man.
It's like
Hey,
Stevie, the greatest alive.
got great music.
Yeah,
but you got to remember though, man. See, y'all, the one thing that people got to remember is I like to say I study people.
Yeah.
Right. Your image don't mean shit to me.
Mm-hmm.
You a nigga from the hood in Detroit. Yeah. That's Stevie Wonder.
And that's what he actually said too.
He's a nigga from the hood, Detroit.
That's what he, yeah.
Jackson's was some niggas from the hood in Gary. So you got to remember that shit in there in them too.
That ribbon, yeah.
Man, that shit in them too, bro.
Because you know what? Honestly, some of the best celebrity stories is when celebrities met their celebrity idols, and then they talk about they got ribbed.
No.
And it was like, okay, wait, this person isn't a robot.
Jermaine Dupri said that's what fucked him up the most.
What?
When he was dating Janet. Because, you would think it was, oh, man, I don't want to mess this up. She's so fine. She's a superstar, all that. Dude said no. It was the fact that when he went to the crib, they was niggas. And he was like.
He said
Michael Jackson.
Jermaine started ribbing him?
Bro, they was just they some niggas. You know what I'm saying? He said that was
3, 2, 1 shit.
Right.
Like,
he was like, that was the adjustment, bro, was the fact that because you only know them
right
from TV and shit.
Yeah.
And he was like, he probably heard, Mike and them cussing, ribbing and shit.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Tito.
You know what I'm saying? And all that. But Dog said that was the biggest adjustment for him. He was a star too at the time.
Yeah.
But.
Dude said Reby in the other room talking about if you don't shut your ugly ass up.
Yeah. They ribbing her about how she the only one ain't shit. Even
yo,
sold more records than your punk ass.
Yo, but so I was young, right?
Like a bitch, Michael.
When she came out, it was just kind of like oh, it's another sister, y'all. Her name is Reby. Yeah, and her song Centipede. Like, was she always part of the family? Like, what happened?
She ain't really do. They wasn't the Silvers. The Silvers had everybody in the motherfucking group, but Joe just wanted the 5 boys, man.
Oh, so the girls were always around, but
they was always around, yeah.
Because
they was on the show a couple times and shit.
I was a consumer and I was very young, and it just seem like they just made up a sister. They just got a whole new. I'm like, I know LaToya. I know Janet.
Knew Janet from Good Times.
Yeah, but then
and she was on the show more too. She,
Centipede was a dope song though.
Girl.
Like don't sleep on Centipede.
But the rest of that album was, God damn. Woo, that shit was bad, bro.
Oh,
that shit was bad.
Oh man, so
like. Reby, you can't make records no more.
Hey,
and you gotta move to the guest house, bitch. You can't.
That's what happened. They took her microphone back when she came home.
Yep. Dude. Like, you done, fam.
But you on punishment.
That shit.
Yeah. Jermaine had a run too. Jermaine Jackson had a nice little run.
Yep.
Yeah, he had a nice run. Like
he did a lot of writing too. He wrote some shit too, man.
Didn't he do that? I Talk to Myself song.
Yeah, yeah.
My favorite Jermaine was "Do What You Do When You Did What You Did to Me."
Yeah,
that's my shit.
That shit was funny.
That
sounds like
great.
a fucking conundrum.
And his
It is.
But he was a player. He was the most playerish out of all of them.
Yeah.
You know, that's the other thing. I'm telling you, dog, this hood cats, man. But Stevie Wonder is definitely a hood nigga from Detroit.
Man.
And if you ever met a hood nigga from Detroit, that's probably the most hood nigga you ever met in your life.
Stevie Wonder blind ass probably got a lot of pussy too.
I don't even think it's probably. Yeah.
You can sing panties off a motherfucker, especially when you're young. When you're young and you can play the piano too.
Yep.
That nigga had threesomes with people he couldn't even see.
And you know what, too, man? A lot of people don't give Stevie credit for being the instrumentalist, whatever. The motherfucker play like 47 instruments, like Prince did.
Yeah, he cold.
You know I mean, he in the studio.
I think it's like once you learn them chords, especially like if you can play like the piano
and the guitar, you can jump to most other shit. But the difference between most of those cats you talking about and Stevie and Prince is they also did drums, and you can't really make that jump.
You know who can do that?
Cats did though.
You know who can do that now, but don't get the credit for it. Every once in a while he do. Bruno.
Yeah, they say Bruno do that. Yeah,
he did that one. I think it was a Super Bowl show. Like he jumped on the drums in the middle of his set.
Yep.
Dude, you know, I was not a fan of him at all.
Because he a biter.
I was not. So, like, man, I don't know if I should.
He's a talented young dude, though. I ain't gonna front.
I don't know. For me, like, I
remember that shit. Remember that scene in iRobot when the robot like recreated a masterpiece work of art just with the pen in like 30 seconds, and the robot was saying that I can recreate anything better than you, more accurately than you. Yeah. I can't create anything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He could only duplicate. That's Bruno. Because when I listen to that Uptown Funk, I'm like, dude, it's cool. It's cool that the young man can play that shit. But I've heard that. I heard it better. That's not his.
See, the thing is,
I think Bruno got hooked up with the wrong. Well, I'm gonna say I don't want to say wrong, but I think it's the people he maybe got hooked up with when he came into the industry. Because a lot of times, you know, they'll get those young artists and they make them do what's hot or what's gonna sell.
Yeah, that's what happened with Pink.
As opposed to actually developing the artist. So sometimes, you know, it'll work out in the beginning, but it kind of fucks your career in the long run because at some point you got to try to reinvent yourself, and when you try to do that, you might keep your old fans, right? But the likelihood is you're gonna lose a lot of them.
Yeah, it's certain.
Bruno lost his when he switched because if you listen to his last album with 24 Karat on it. I don't hear nothing like Grenade on that album.
So here's the thing. So I had to have a whole conversation with my lady about this because like I was never a fan of him. I called him I even go as far to call him like a culture vulture. I felt like all he did was replicate anything that Prince and Morris Day and the Time did.
That's a culture vulture.
Yeah.
So,
but how's he a culture vulture?
I'm gonna.
Hispanic.
Hold on.
No, he's a lot of things, but I know he's Filipino because I know like that's what sparked the conversation with me, with my wife and I about talking about him and stuff like that. And I was just like, I'm talking to her. I'm like, yo, he's a culture vulture because he doesn't create anything. All he does is mimic everything. And that's why certain MCs that I can't like. Another artist, Logic, he sells millions of records, but I don't like his music. It feels manufactured. It has no soul. Right. It has no soul. So like for me, I was like, well, let me just do a little research. And I've looked him up, and he was saying like this is what his dad raised him on this music, so he learned.
Bruno?
Yeah, he's like he was raised on this music, so he grew up learning this music and playing this music. So of course I'm gonna sound like I'm gonna sound like my influences, just like every other artist. Before they find their lane, they sound like whomever they're influenced by.
Yeah, but so he's half Puerto Rican, and I guess his mother immigrated from the Philippines to Hawaii.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's like Puerto Rican and Filipino. So, and he grew up in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wouldn't go as far. I understand what you're saying, but I wouldn't go as far as like to call him a culture vulture.
Yeah, I've since backed off on that, but initially that's how I used to think.
But Trip, there's something to that though. It's kind of something to that. If you listen to that last album. But
so
let
me
even listen to the album right before that. But if you go back to Grenade and that shit that got him on, it ain't the same kind of music at all. So if it's not him being a culture vulture, it's him saying, I'm finna completely switch my whole shit up so I can get them to listen.
Or could it have been, I had to do this music first, but now that I'm on, I can do what I want to do.
That could be, but you got to remember too. Speak now. What they do, like we were talking about with Johnny, also, man. What they do to them talented cats like Bruno when they come in, they probably figured this little brown motherfucker ain't no star, but we gonna take his talent and we gonna give it to this motherfucker over here that we think has the star look.
Yeah, the look, right.
So when even before his first album, Bruno, if you look at his writing credits, he did a lot of music for a lot of motherfuckers.
I didn't know that.
Before he got on. Yeah, he wrote a lot of shit.
The one song, because I used to play,
and he might have played on some of it too.
Probably so.
You know what I mean?
What was that Wii game where the kids would play and dance to the music or whatever? I used to play that with my kids, and then
Dance Party USA.
Yeah, he had that song "I Want to Be a Millionaire." I didn't even know that was him.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was saying about the way
I didn't like. I thought when I heard that song, I thought that he was like some pop star kind of person that was gonna come through the Justin Bieber lane, but then I heard Uptown Funk.
Now he a player, he a pimp now.
I'm like, so maybe it's like, I wanted to do this shit in the beginning.
But you know what? Maybe he always was the player. I mean, Puerto Rican dude. Puerto Rican dude out of Brooklyn.
It's possible. It's possible.
Pretty
like
much
I just said about Stevie.
Light-skinned category with good hair.
Like I just said about Stevie, bro. It could be.
Yeah, so I don't know, but I definitely have since like backed off of that, and then like
I can see why you thought that though.
I used to argue people.
Why you thought it.
I used to argue with people about this. This was back when I was on Facebook, and I was like, when it came to music and my beliefs in music, I used to like really, really argue music like all the fucking time. And I remember having this conversation several times, and every time I see his name, I'm like, culture vulture. I'm like, he hasn't created one piece of art that's original. All he does is mimic. But I've said the same thing about Game. Game is a phenomenal MC, but what he does well is sound like everybody else. I've never heard him sound like him. Huh?
And he say they names.
Yeah. So like, and I remember
he's a name dropper.
Dude, he dropped one album, and this when I was doing the podcast with El Fatanum. I did like an album review. One of his producers hit us back and called us like, "Oh, that's what's wrong with old heads. They don't appreciate that he's a student of the game."
Hey, that dog smiling. What you doing, Dima?
Hey,
you see both hands.
The dog came in the picture. Hey, the dog actually looked at him because Dima's on mute. The dog said, "What that mouth do in English?"
Yo. Boy, don't let me see that dog looking happy. Dog. I'm gonna have to ask you some questions.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Smiling, man. What the fuck you
man? Hey, anytime you show a dog some attention, that's like the highlight of their life. Yeah. Like you touch their ear like they like that.
Dude,
This is my best friend.
I'm learning.
So if that's true,
I have to be real. It's really weird. Like I come into the house and shit, and like my wife will be like, well, the dog is saying hi to you. Pet her. I'm like, I don't fucking pet her when she want me to pet her. What the fuck? Like that doesn't compute.
what am I, a piece of meat?
I don't have any empathy for animals yet. I thought that I would have it by now.
Well, I mean, you're actually doing it right because you shouldn't. She should respond, or they should do as you want them to do when it's time to do it, and not you responding to what they do, because then they'll just do whatever they want to make you do whatever they want or whatever. Like Trouble meets me at the door, and I tell him go in the living room. He'll go in the living room and wait, until I get situated or whatever. But if I would stop and pet him at the door,
then he become more and more demanding.
Away from the door, that would be just nigga, whatever. You pet me last time.
Oh, wow. So like you have to set like a set a precedent. Okay.
Okay. So now what you just said makes perfect sense, but then I don't get how you go from that to I'ma jag you off.
Because you don't at all.
Like, the greatest thing in his life is rubbing his ear. Okay, motherfucker, that's enough. Stop there.
Dude, look.
You said revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting.
Bro, what the fuck?
Like, you don't go that far. Like, I don't.
Oh God! Trip said no, stop right there. Just stop. Just stop.
That's kind of why. That's what the homie. That's what Joe need to understand. Fam, whatever the fuck it is you think you doing, you took the shit too far, bro. You know what I'm saying? You took
too far, nigga.
Too motherfucking far, dog. And you trying to normalize. That's one of them new hot words. I hate these new fucking buzzwords, man. But now you trying to normalize that shit.
Yeah.
Fam, you was on motherfucking you being viewed by millions of people.
That's that peer pressure. Everybody's doing it.
Yeah. I'm like,
you should do it too.
You trying to normalize that shit?
Oh my God.
Hey man, I'm done with dog, bro. I'm done with it. Like that
shit. Like in the background, this whole podcast,
I don't trust how you think.
We should be playing bow wow yippee yo yippee yay bow wow yippee yo yippee.
That's what you just said, Trip. If it is so easy to show your pet how much you care for him or whatever, if it's that easy, slapping him on top of the head like Demon just did.
Like, what up?
That other shit, dog. Nigga, that shit on you. They ain't got nothing to do with the dog.
Nothing.
Right. It ain't.
They'll be satisfied. They're satisfied if you let them come and lay next to your foot.
Yeah, exactly. Man. Don't say that. Don't pause right there, fam.
They're grateful if you even let them just come lay next to your foot. Like, you don't have. I don't know what Joe was doing, but like,
that's a hell of a reward, dog. Nigga, your wife don't even give you that reward and shit. So, like, what the fuck?
They get that motherfucker a bacon treat.
Dog.
A milk bone.
Whatever, man.
Maybe that's what he called it.
He was milking the bone.
You know what I'm saying?
He's like, one day, I was giving my dog a milk bone. I got an idea.
Nah, but you know what? It's funny you said that. Because I remember an episode of South Park. The kids was doing that shit on South Park. Dog, yeah, they so the fuck did. They called it a red rocket. That's what they call it. I remember that episode, dude. That's some. See,
did the dog end up killing Kenny?
Maybe Joe on to something, man.
Watch that episode.
Maybe you three in the minority. Y'all just the three that don't do that shit.
Listen,
well, I'm used to being a minority.
I'm a minority my whole life. I'm a stay there.
I've been a minority 44 years.
I have no interest in joining the majority, especially on this.
Bro, that shit, man. Yeah, Joe out of order.
Yo,
Go
that
out of
is
order, bro.
hilarious, bro.
I don't know what
So
the
like,
fuck he was on.
man, before we get out of here, I do want to talk about Conway's album. I don't know if you guys listened to that. His
I didn't get
album
a
is called
chance to listen to it yet. I fucks with dude though, man. He a dope MC.
Yeah, his album is called From a King to a God, and like I'm a big fan of Griselda. Like I always say, like my workout playlist has a ton of Rick Ross, a ton of Griselda, and a ton of 50 Cent. Like it's a lot of that. So I listen to a lot of their projects when they come out, and this album, so I won't spoil it by saying this, JG. What you'll find in this album is like as dope as
Music.
these EPs were. This was truly just his layup line to put together a real good album. And that's the part that's really cool. Because he's dropped some really dope ass songs.
Yeah, he did.
But like, but how he's crafted this album, I thought that I was gonna hear him rap one way. But what you're gonna definitely see is like he's even more talented than he's actually been letting on.
Facts.
And that's the crazy thing.
That
like,
on that Humble beat.
Yeah, like
Kendrick Humble beat, and he killed that shit.
Yeah, so that's the piece and that's the part that has me excited about music, dude. And it's like
fam, it ain't no excuse. That's what I keep trying to
think about the Toby whatever cat.
So I'm new to him, right? I'm new.
Dope MC.
I'm new to his music. So I saw initially got put onto him by the whole when he did the arrest.
One.
No, it was the one where he was like arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor. Now get off my page.
No, he got some real hip hop joints.
No, he got like some real shit. Like,
yeah,
but I didn't know there was a song by him in my playlist already called "I'm Dope." And I'm like, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm putting two and two together. I'm like, holy shit, this is that dude.
That's dude, yeah.
So then I went back and got a couple. I haven't gone through because he's got a few different things out right now.
Dude,
and I haven't gone.
Well, he's got more
good.
than you. Like,
yeah, he's dope MC.
When you go to his shit, you'll see like he's been putting out music, like a lot of music. But there's one like his wife is even one of the MCs.
His wife spit too.
Talk about
spitting hard.
Talk about content creators, right? We were just talking about that shit before the show started, right? And like his whole thing is like wholesome, soulful music. And then we're in a pandemic and he creates this space, right? Which could very well be his damn crib. Who knows?
It is his crib.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
So it's like, but he creates these amazing content pieces on top of the fact that they're just talented as fuck, bro. They're so fucking dope. Like, yeah, I don't know, Trip. He's good. What would you send me to if I was to say a song?
You know what? That cut he did with what's the white boy, the rapper, the white rapper that's a dentist.
I can't remember. I know what you're talking about.
Dentist in real life. He be making the grills and shit.
Paul Wall?
Paul Wall?
Paul Wall, yeah. He got a cut with Paul Wall. That shit is dope.
So I'm looking. I just pulled him up. So he did drop something. A whole thing. It was called the Pandemic Project. That was a 2020 joint.
What I gathered, like there was like an interview or something I heard at one point.
Okay.
So what they said that they do is like they come together as a group like every Sunday, and just create something.
Wow. Sounds like us.
So yeah, there's so many songs. Like there's one, I think it's like I Chose You. I Chose You is a dope one.
Yeah, he's got singles. So I just pulled his.
I would say just like kind of go through them. Now remember how we were talking about Nas and we were saying like Nas can get real preachy, but the beats don't hold you.
Yeah.
Ironically, this dude Toby is real preachy in his music, but the beats bang so hard. That, like you don't have a problem with it at all.
So I'm gonna listen to this whole Pandemic Project. I'll be real. I think you said there's a song called "Try Jesus." I am not a fan of gospel music.
That's not really. It's not really a gospel
song. Good.
It's Try Jesus. It's Try Jesus, but don't try me.
Okay.
Fans.
Okay, I did. So I saw a preview of this.
Yeah.
I saw a preview of this on his page. Okay, so that's part of the pandemic project. So I'll be listening to that. So he's he's one of those artists, right? And I think I talked to my wife about this too. And like, so there's some artists that are just really dope. And I initially got put onto them by I follow the Insecure soundtrack on Spotify. And it'd be because Insecure, they always playing these dope ass songs. So I'm like, who the fuck are these artists? So there'll be somebody like Toby, and then they'll be like, I'm familiar with Smino. Smino is a really dope artist. And then like Earth Gang and Jid, these motherfuckers are dope. They're with Dreamville.
Yeah, they straight. Yeah,
it's straight. All of these artists do. All of these younger artists, and they can sing their ass off. I think we talked about the Free Nationals album. We talked about that. It's a lot of good music where a lot of people are making good albums, and I have to say, I thought that was a lost art. And being forget that I do music, just as a fan, that's exciting to me still. That through all of the bullshit and through references, like Trip is like, no, check this out. Like, that reference from a friend, hey, check this song out, means still today, maybe it's because of my age.
That's how I get all my shit.
That means more to me than when I go to these streaming platforms and they try to show me what's hot. I'm like, what did my guys tell me to listen to? What did my homegirl tell me to listen to? What did my lady tell me to listen to? That's still my go-to. Or I will have heard them featured on somebody else's shit. So now I want to go search. Like, I still haven't bought into these algorithms because like I just don't. There's an artist called Lute, Lute. He's dope. It's so many Deontay Hitchcock. Like, it's all of these, and a lot of these artists are young, and their music, I think you would appreciate it, JG, because it's got a lot of funk and soul in it. Especially like the shit that Jid does. It's like he does a scatty kind of rap, but like he's always rocking. You can tell like it's some fucking musicians when he's recording.
That's all I want to hear.
Like, man. Yeah, it's some motherfucking musicians. And
that's gonna go away. Except for the white boy.
The thing is, I don't think it's gone away. I think it's back. I think it's because
now maybe you're right. Maybe it's back. I'm saying it's going away because I just don't see cats putting the 10,000 hours in no more to play because you don't have to. Even in R&B and soul, you don't have to.
You don't have to, but you can tell what separates those artists. It's
true.
So like when you listen to a Sir album, you can tell TDE that he's got some dope beats, but you can tell they brought some musicians in. When Kendrick drops, they brought, and I didn't even know until like years later. Like, and this is just because the reality is schools, all this shit got cut out. So I didn't learn music and shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm
saying?
saying?
Got cut out of certain schools, man.
Yeah, like, not all schools, but like, so growing up, especially somewhere in the Midwest, like, and going to MPS, like, I remember I started playing the snare drum when I was in 7th grade. And it was like truly like, that's what when the movie Drumline came out, it was hilarious because I learned all of these songs, but my 7th grade year, but it wasn't until my 8th grade year that a new band instructor, this black guy, started teaching us how to read music.
Right.
But Too Short always had live musicians.
Yep.
Too Short always had live musicians.
Dre did a lot of that shit too. The West Coast, that's why I went out there.
Scarface. I didn't even fucking know Scarface played instruments.
Yep. His whole family do.
You know what I'm saying? And also you gotta give DJ Quick credit. He always has some musicians around. And
he's the musician.
Yeah, and he fuck with El DeBarge and them. Like he's
the Prince of hip hop.
Dude,
DJ Quick play all his own shit, and he's self-taught.
So I like the fact that there is still that element, but I think it's because of what's being presented to us.
That's what I'm saying.
On Front Street, the storefront looks a certain way, but it's like going to the record store. You got to dig through. You got to dig through it. But that's music referrals are still everything.
To me, they are because I don't. You know what, man? I don't want to ever. I'm never gonna be that dude that accepts mediocrity because that's all that's available. I mean, dog, like, dude, you don't even have to sing no more to make R&B music. You don't have to be able to sing. It's like
Yeah, that's what's like.
I'm like, okay,
I love Pharrell, but I'm like,
bro.
bro, you should have had somebody. What, all your singer friends, and you decided to sing this shit, bro.
Exactly. That's my point. That's my point. I enjoy the talent. I respect the talent because I know you put them hours in to be able to hit that note, and it ain't just about.
I blame Kanye.
It ain't just about being catchy.
Mm-hmm.
You still got to be in tune, motherfucker. But
yeah,
I'm in the minority thinking like that.
What you mean, Trip?
I blame Kanye, man.
Why?
Kanye
Why
dropped that 808 and heartbeats with auto-tune. Shit ain't been right ever since.
I never liked the auto-tune shit.
Yeah.
I like the vocoder, but you have to be able to play in order to use a vocoder.
Yeah.
Auto-tune, I've never been a fan of that shit. But dude, that was my thing, and I realized that too. Mm-hmm. That I respected the, you know what I mean? I'm a Prince fan. I don't give a fuck what that nigga look like or the bullshit ass clothes he wore.
Mm-hmm.
You got to respect the mastery of the instrument.
Like, and that's the brilliance of like Little Richard was cold as fuck. You know
I respected the talent. You know,
like,
what I'm saying?
Like, yeah.
That's what it was. I'm like, okay, this one motherfucker did all of this shit, and he sang on the shit too, because can't nobody out sing the motherfucker. This motherfucker is cold, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna check him out. But now you don't need that to make a hit record to make some money, and that's why you don't get it.
And another thing too, like I'll say before we conclude, like when I watched the Brandy Monica thing, their versus battle, and I have to be honest, it was really cool to hear. They still
I didn't watch that shit, man. Fuck that.
I didn't.
It's a bunch of sad ass songs, man.
Well, the thing is, I didn't watch it when it first came out. I watched it because now I'm so happy that also YouTube Versus is now publishing their own shit now on YouTube. Can we
get like a stripper versus?
No, they ain't gonna do that, fam. They ain't gonna do that.
Yo, I did see online.
We got like a twerk versus.
Yo,
Can we get like a real booty and fake booty versus?
They ain't gonna do none of that shit, bro.
I think they blow. I think at this point they're too big time to go back. Go back. We ain't gonna get that.
That's not going back. That's going forward. That's integration.
Bro, they got today. They got Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight. They ain't gonna go from that to twerk.
I don't want to see that shit.
I don't know who wanted to see that shit.
Like I like.
Why y'all?
They motherfucking audience. Nigga, that motherfucking audience can't even work.
Hold up.
Their audience
are they gonna sit down and remaster all they shit?
So
gonna be like before low ass music.
Before we go there, so before we go back to Gladys, Monica did release a new single after that shit.
Yeah, like, that's what you're supposed to do. That's
and
what
her single, dude. She cold. So and I love what she's doing. I think she positioned herself very well. She released a single. She played it on Versus. I don't know if a video accompanies that as well. I also see that she just launched like a podcast, and she's partnering with Apple, whatever. So she did some boss shit for real. She was like, because at first she was like, no, I don't want to do this. Because they asked her a long time ago. So she went from that to whatever happened to whenever it was done, she immediately went into action, capitalizing on the visibility.
Can we get a Versus with the old background dancers? Can we get Oaktown 357 versus like the girls from like LL Cool J Big Old Butt Video and see if they ass is still the same way?
First of all, Oaktown would win the dance battle, and Oaktown would probably beat them chicks' asses.
Yeah,
Oaktown
literally and figuratively.
Is why biker shorts have never went out of style.
Them was some hood ass chicks.
Yeah, man.
Redman said them chicks would be right there scrapping with the niggas when they was fighting.
Yeah, because Redman tells that funny ass story about MC Hammer ran up on him.
Yeah, he was like, man, the girls too.
Yeah.
instead of like
our girls, he said them chicks, the Oaktown chicks, was whooping our girls.
Can we get a Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion twerk off?
No, I'm good. Megan won already because her ass real. Fake booties don't twerk good, fam.
Hold up. Fake
They don't
booties
jiggle
twerk
right.
good.
They don't jiggle right.
What they jiggle like?
They don't jiggle.
I guess I haven't been around enough fake
The
booties.
whole cheek move, because it's like
Hold up.
It's the
That
one
nigga
whole
said.
cheek move,
That
man.
nigga said the ass has become the unibrow. He said the whole ass just
ain't no
moved.
jiggle, fam.
Like the car seats back in the day, where the front seat was a couch.
Right? Yeah, yeah. Them bench seats. It's like that, bro. That shit ain't the same.
Can we get like a sit a cup on it versus, and we get a bunch of girls with big booties and see who can sit a cup on it the longest?
We can't.
They already doing that with this damn period challenge shit. Bro.
Can we?
Some of those periods got some funny shaped peas.
Can we give Lil Duval his credit though? Lil Duval is.
But here's the
national treasure.
Wait.
He's a national treasure, fam.
But wait, I want to give him his credit, but then he got to take the fall with some of those girls doing the challenge too, because some of those girls doing the period challenge, they pee was kind of deformed. I think they was writing in cursive, because they wasn't writing in print.
Yo, but the thing is,
it was more like a lowercase cursive R.
I follow him online, and he posts.
Yeah.
He posts both of them though. He's been posting the good and the indifferent.
Kind of deflated.
Indifferent.
Somebody posted one, and it was like it was their belly, and it was like they were pregnant or whatever, and like the D was their pregnant belly. I was like, that's creative. That's creative.
So he's been posting the capital P, like perfectly typeset from the computer, along with the kindergarten. I'm just learning how to write P.
Hey, so let me ask you this. Have y'all seen anybody y'all know post one?
That shit was uncomfortable.
Puerto Rican Queen posted like 6 of them.
Who?
Puerto Rican Queen.
You do know her, yeah.
She posted like 6 of them.
My homie wife did. I just scroll.
So that's uncomfortable. Hold up. That's really uncomfortable. So a friend's wife posts that.
Yeah. Let me just scroll.
Did you scroll? Did you scroll because that's your friend?
Yeah,
wife?
I scroll because that's my friend too. So I just scroll.
Or did you scroll because she really got a pee and you don't want to get caught looking at it?
That's my friend wife. I don't even look. Like
hey, hold up.
I don't even look.
Hey, that was a media trained answer. Did you hear that, Trip? That was media trained. That nigga was there so he don't get fined.
I don't even look, bro. I never did. Matter of fact, fam tricked me into looking one time, and we had to have a conversation, man. The 3 of us. That shit really bothered me. I felt awkward the next time.
He tricked you or she tricked you?
He kind of. Well, he didn't trick me. It wasn't shit to him. She his screensaver on his phone.
Gotcha.
Oh.
And he was I had the same phone. He was like, man, your shit my shit acting funny. Your shit do this. And I was like, nah, let me see it. He handed me the phone. I was like, God damn, who's that? And he was like, that's. And then I was like, man.
That's like, hey, look at that car. You like?
I was like, yo,
car?
really? I'm like, what? I said, hey man, change the screen, dog. He like, nigga, what? It wasn't nothing to him, right? It's my shit.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then, but I was like, nah, you know, man, I don't see your wife like that, man. She like the motherfucking sister.
Yeah.
So he changed the screen, and then I tried to help him fix his phone, and I thought that was it.
Yeah.
But then the next time we was hanging, and I seen her, then I was just kind of like this.
He was like,
because it was stuck in your head.
He's like, I have felt indifferent.
I was like, oh. And then I just told her, I was like, hey, look, man, y'all obviously y'all know I ain't no perv ass nigga, and I trying
but
to
you know what?
But when we had that conversation, then we was cool. But
that's like when you go to church, and whoever the lady is at the front that be talking got on something real tight. Mm-hmm. And you be like, I'm not supposed to be focusing on that. I'm not supposed to be focusing on that.
Man.
damn, that motherfucker big.
No.
Listen, that's a blessing.
It is. But it was just like,
but you said
damn,
amen for all the wrong reasons.
But here's the thing. But here's the thing, though.
God don't make mistakes.
Exactly. And it ain't no guilty conscience shit either. It wasn't no guilty conscience shit either. But I'm making it known that I ain't one of them niggas.
But you know what? But
these niggas that
you're JG,
and now they want to holler at you. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna try to get it. I'm not that.
And I think the thing behind that is because people be on bullshit. You go out of your way. You go out of your way to let people know, like, fam, I know
I ain't on no bullshit.
Yeah. So I mean,
that's
but
what
I think people know that about you. I think people respect that shit about you, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but like, yeah, it be like that.
That shit was weird as hell, bro. That shit was weird as hell. I couldn't even look at my whole girl. And I was like, fam, and she was like, nigga, you tripping.
Yeah.
You know, so I was there. We had the convo and we was cool. They both like, man, I know you ain't like that. And then I was like, man, that's all
good.
I needed to hear. You know what I mean? So then
that's what's up, man. Yo, this has been.
I think we should start a
life lesson.
Period versus challenge on the Melodrama IG page.
I'm gonna let you do that. You got the login, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's in our it's in the group document.
No.
I'm not doing it. Usually Tripp's trying to save me. Nope. Now you're like, no, you know what we should do? Check it out. No, nigga, no. That, like, what are you doing? I'm cropping a picture for the page. I bet you are.
Is that what the song say? It's your thing. Do what you want to do, fam.
Oh my God, that is
Joe Budden. That's not your thing. Stop doing what you want to do, fam. That's
especially
bullshit.
If you're not getting a stud fee.
Exactly. That's not your job, my nigga. You not a vet. You don't breed. Stop that shit, fam.
Oh,
you need to stop.
Jeez, bro. Any other parting words from anybody before we bring this bad boy to a close?
Man,
we came back on fire. This is hilarious.
Hey, yeah, I got some. Don't get that Rona, dog. The Trip, cut your beard. Y'all gonna cut them. Dog. That's how I got it. The beard fucked up how my mask fit.
And I don't go anywhere.
I work in an environment where a lot of stupid ass people think the shit is fake. So I'm in the building with an ill-fitting mask.
Yes.
Surrounded by people that don't wear masks.
Oh my God.
And then the next thing you know, I get that bullshit.
So when I go to work, I got the one that come from the bottom.
It's like almost like a scarf. See,
I had the more of the surgical masks, like the N95s and all of that.
Yeah.
No, that.
And the
my homegirl, a nurse, she been told me that because my beard's so big that it's not gonna seal correctly.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, what we're doing like a hybrid model at our school.
Okay.
So I really only got I only got 2 students in my class right now.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of my students are doing virtual.
Okay.
And they just trying to see like how that's gonna work.
Right.
And so like we really been like, shit, it's like playing Foursquare in my room. I'm in this corner, my partner in that corner, and then it's a kid in that corner, and it's another one in that corner.
Yeah, man.
So
but bro, you need to now maybe they have them now, but the type of masks you talking about were more of face coverings. They weren't really masks. So the only thing that's gonna prevent is like a drop of liquid or something, maybe. It don't work the same as the N95s. That's why I was trying to wear the 95s instead of just the face covering.
I would probably die in the N95.
Yeah. See, that's right. And that was the hook. But
because they even tell you like certain people can't wear N95.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's harder to breathe through.
It's a little harder to breathe.
And I'm fat. So
you can handle it, bro. But I'm gonna tell you this: can't handle that motherfucking Rona, dog. That shit is And you know what? Another thing to our 3 listeners. Tell all your people, remember my face. If you believe that the Rona is just like the flu, if you can see me, don't say that shit.
Word.
If you can see me, don't say that shit. If I hear you,
throw hands.
Say that shit, I'm gonna bust you in your shit.
Yeah, man.
So I promise you that shit. Dude, I got 3 cuts on my jaw right now that are healing from biting through my jaw because I couldn't stop my teeth from chattering from them chills and shit.
Jeez.
Hey, it was like day 8.
That shit uncontrollable, fam.
JG posted something. He was like, day 8. He said, I'm finally believing that I might survive.
Dog. That shit was bad. It was like that, bro. Because you know what, man? I'll tell you like this.
So it's truly like something you've never experienced.
Never experienced before.
Oh, my God.
You know what, fam? And now, in fairness to the motherfuckers that's about to get their asses whooped, it's similar, kinda. Some of the symptoms are flu-ish.
Yeah.
Right? But take the phrase, I'ma shoot you.
Right.
I got a Nerf gun. I got the AK. I shoot you with both of them motherfuckers, right?
Yeah.
Is that shit the same? No.
No.
Hey, you know what?
Is that shit the same? Like if I tell you I'm finna shoot you, but you can pick the gun, which one you gonna pick, fam?
I think the medical community. The medical community needs to find different wording for symptoms.
Okay.
Because I was laying here watching.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
Because so when it's the Rona, they say it's flu-like symptoms, right? So then the other night, a commercial came on about HIV and AIDS, that medicine or whatever, and they was like, if you're having flu-like symptoms, you might want to get tested for HIV and AIDS. It's like, the fuck is everything flu-like symptoms?
That's my point.
And you know what? As I'm learning a little bit about this shit now, and most specifically like public behavior of what people do. So there's this thing where like you said, everything that you just said is described in health behavior theory, right? It's basically kind of like it's perceived threats, perceived like barriers, but then like also my cultural beliefs, all of this shit makes people decide whether or not they're going to wear a mask or whatever. And like I have to be honest with you guys, like there was a couple days where I was just having a very difficult time conceptualizing what we always say when we say the people are the problem. Because a lot of this behavior, a lot of what we do is just truly like, okay, do we want to do for the greater good or good for myself?
That's real. And that was why I had that superhero.
What happens is like, especially like Corona, you get JG who got the Rona and had, the bad part of it, right? So then you might get like 5 people like that, and they like, hey, that shit real. But then you get like 2 motherfuckers that got it, and they asymptomatic.
Yep, my son.
And they like, I'm sitting at home, I ain't got no symptoms. This shit fake.
Yep.
People gravitate to this shit fake before they gravitate to the motherfucker that was hanging on by the thread.
Yeah, and I wasn't even the worst. This cats will get it worse than me. I mean, fam,
some motherfuckers have to go to the fucking hospital.
But think about it like this, man. This is what I would tell people. This is the problem with it because, I mean, I still don't have my sense of smell. It ain't back yet. And when I say it's gone, I mean, dude, I took the top off of a bottle of bleach.
Wow.
And I can't smell the bleach, but I can breathe clearly. I can breathe. It's the weirdest shit in the world, bro. I felt like my body was broke. And that was after I started feeling. That's the funny thing. The symptoms hit you how they want. Most people lose their sense of taste and smell as a sign that they have the virus.
Right.
I started feeling better My mama made me some dinner. I ate. That shit was delicious. My stomach feeling good, whatever. About 2 hours after I ate, I can't smell or taste nothing.
Wow.
Hey, it's somebody out in
Wow.
it's somebody out in listener land right now saying, see, that's what your ass get for touching them 5G towers talking shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Ain't none of that shit real. Bro, you know what's real, Trip? I would tell people like this. If anybody asks me what the worst thing, the reason why I say the worst part of it was the psychological part is because all the statistics say that old, out of shape black men die from this shit. We die the most. So the first 4 days, I'm in the basement by myself thinking I'm finna die. You don't know.
Wow.
The best way I could describe this shit, fam, is with a crime. Home invasion. Right? This is my analogy for COVID-19. Is you think of a home invasion, right? Once the motherfuckers in the house, what they do? Whatever the fuck they want to do.
Yeah.
Once they in the house, you tied up, you got the gun drawn on you. They could kill you, kill the kids, kill the wife, rape the wife, take all the money. They do whatever the fuck they want to do the entire time that they in the house, and you subdued, and you can wait to see what these motherfuckers gonna do.
Wow.
That's what that shit was like, fam. Because, dog, like, I'm asleep. I wake up. I'm thinking a motherfucker trying to cut my fingers off, dude. Just my fingers were throbbing to the point where it woke me up out of my sleep, and I'm just sitting there looking at my hands like, what the fuck? This shit is the pain was everywhere. It would move. You just do what the fuck you want, what they want to do, and you can't do nothing.
Corona was started by the Scarlet Witch.
Dog, something. This shit just sit there, man, and you just gotta wait.
That chick from X-Men, not X-Men, the Avengers.
Dog, that shit crazy, bro. And then
remember how she had everybody thinking like they was like going crazy and shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how that shit be, man. Because you literally can't do nothing. You coughing for no reason because it's a dry cough. It's unproductive. Ain't no phlegm or nothing. You just coughing. Headache, body aches. Dude, my hip hurt. My knees was hurting. Then it was my bicep on this arm and the elbow. It was just whatever. Dog, that was the craziest shit in the world, bro. And I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck don't hurt today? Yeah. And then them chills, dude. I had on 2 fleece sweatsuits with a hat on and the hood up under a blanket, and it felt like it was 20 degrees in the room.
Wow.
That shit was just.
So like the thing is
crazy.
I think, man. Cause like so then like, you know, and then it's like think about you're going through this firsthand, and then like you talked about the psychological piece.
Yeah, because so now you got to think. I'm 100% isolated, which I've had some people tell me since was a mistake.
Well, because
I didn't want to spread, so I was telling the wife and them to just stay away and all of that.
The reality is, you're damned if you don't, damned if you do, right?
Exactly.
Because even with something like depression, they tell you don't isolate yourself. So the psychological piece that you talk about was heightened because you were by yourself.
Because I was by myself.
And then on top of you dealing with everything that you're dealing with, I'm willing to bet money you were also thinking about, I can't leave my wife with these kids and yada, yada, yada. And I got to do this for my baby girl. And I got to do this for the boys. Like so you're battling all of this shit at once.
And how did they deal with it though? Huh? How did they deal with it? Because I think.
Yeah, you're an involved dad. You're always around. So
yeah, but according to the CDC, they were supposed to self-quarantine too.
They did. Well, they were quarantined, but they didn't have to isolate.
Right.
See, my wife and daughter they tested negative.
Okay.
So how did they feel about
positive?
Who?
Me and my 2 sons, we tested positive.
Oh, the boys
they
did
feel
too.
about having to stay in the crib for 15 days.
Because they're kids. So how did they do?
Especially like
hey man, they got
Jimmy
iPhone 11.
Couldn't even go hoop.
No, he couldn't hoop. He missed a lot of open runs. He mad about that shit too. But they got iPhone 11s and PS4s in their room. Each boy stayed in their room.
So that at least brought them some peace.
Yeah, the good thing was, I mean, man, the crib is big enough where we could isolate at the crib.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying? So that's probably what saved us. Otherwise, my wife and daughter probably would have had to leave and go isolate somewhere. Because they were negative.
Right.
Yeah, they had to go live in a hotel.
They would have to go stay somewhere else. Yeah. So we had the space for that. We didn't have to do that shit. But yeah, that's and the boys was asymptomatic. So to your point, Trip, them motherfuckers was just mad. Like, hey man, that's some bullshit. I'm gonna go see my friend. I want to, whatever. But I mean, iPhone 11, PS4.
Yeah.
Rooms, and that's what
FaceTime.
FaceTime. Yeah, that's what they did.
Man, well, I'm happy that this was the outcome, and
for sure. Almost made it to the hospital.
Damn.
But I followed the directions. They sent the insurance provided me with the pulse ox, and I don't even know if everybody gets the little pulse ox monitor. You probably seen the video.
That's also too based on your health insurance plan.
Yeah, depend on your health insurance. So mine, I got one.
Yeah, if you get insurance off the marketplace, you probably not getting one of them.
So that's man.
I got that on my finger, and they say you're supposed to be 95 to 100. If you get in the 91 to 93 range, you're supposed to call and go to the hospital.
Okay.
I put my shit on one time, and it was 88. So I immediately said, I'm finna die. Because the motherfucker ain't never supposed to. It say 90.
He said this motherfucker say 90.
Right?
He's like,
so they got the green. 95 and up is green.
Right.
91 to 94 is yellow, and 90 and down is red. And my shit 88.
In the 80s, you like, hold up.
Like red rhyme with dead. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying, bro. I'm calling the number. I called the number, my nigga. I called the number. I'm like this. This is how I'm holding. I'm shaking, man. Holding the phone and shit. I'm like, I tell them what's going on, and then she's like, I'm talking, right? So she could hear my breathing patterns and how I was speaking, and she knew that obviously I wasn't struggling to breathe. I might be okay. I don't know how. I ain't no doctor. But she asked me, she said, how have you been sleeping? How have you been resting? And I said, sitting up. Shit, every time I lay down, the pain take over. The only place I'm comfortable is sitting up. And she was like, you need to lay on your stomach and watch your pulse ox monitor and tell me if it starts going up. I'm gonna stay on the phone.
Wow.
So after about 4 or 5 minutes, I was up in the 90s.
Wow.
Right? So then she was like, she explained it to me, man, how laying on your stomach is the only position where your lungs are fully elongated. They're not compressed at all. They're fully stretched out so they can fill up and you get more oxygen, whatever. And she was like, you need to lay on your stomach at least 4 hours out of the day. But keep your on it. That's what I did. But now, had I not called that number, if I didn't have that pulse ox,
if you panicked,
I would have been in the hospital on a ventilator.
Oh my God! Wow, man,
dude. Now you think about all the correct information you've heard about Corona, all of the bullshit you heard about Corona. I never heard anybody saying no shit about laying on your stomach for 4 hours a day. But when I talked to one of my homegirls that's a nurse, that's what they do. That's how they treat it in the hospitals. They motherfuckers over on their stomach and yeah, man. So this shit, it was a trip. I'm glad I'm here. And for about at least 5 days, fam, I didn't think I was gonna be. Man, hey, I love you. I'll never show it. I'm gonna delete it. I got my will, my nigga, on my phone.
Wow.
I recorded a video.
Yeah.
On my phone. I ain't even rewatched it yet, man. I'll probably be crying. I was in the basement, nigga. I'm crying like a little bitch, dog. I thought it was good.
Man, right? Dude, that's why, like, it's, and you know the crazy thing, right? Because
you see how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And then you gonna tell me it's fucking fake. I don't believe it. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat your ass, dog. I'm just telling you.
The thing too, bro, like when you think about it, you know, you have a good job, you have good health insurance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're losing a lot of people because we don't have.
They don't.
You know, and then like, you know, just the fact that we're one of the most quote unquote powerful countries, but we still don't even have universal health care. So like just things like that, man, when it really puts things in perspective, man, it's just like and this is why too, like I try to like you know, I try to be healthy and eat healthy, because it's like, yo, we did like this thing last like winter around like November. We had a nutritionist come from the medical college, and they were trying to teach these young kids, like, you know, about how to eat healthy and how to, you know, and they're like, that's too expensive and yada yada yada. And then like, you know, it was somebody who has expertise, like you're talking about this nurse that has, and I just finally got up. I was like, you know what's more expensive? Your health.
Doctor bills.
Your doctor bills.
Yep.
So if you don't want to spend money on some spinach or on some whatever, or on some just meat that don't got a whole bunch of whatever in it, because you don't have to go vegan or vegetarian, but you can just buy the 80-20 type beef or whatever, you can end up spending way more money, or not, if you go to the emergency, on health insurance. So like, I mean, what is it gonna cost you? Right. So like, that's another thing too, man. You know, we don't. You know, I know we tired of talking about the election. We tired of talking about go vote and shit like that. But like, just know, position yourself where you can benefit from shit, because thank God you had what you had.
Yep.
That's what led you to where you are. Had you not, because like the young man in my program that we lost, like I didn't know him as well as other people, but like I know he didn't have your level of health insurance,
right,
and stuff like that. And like, with the right level of health insurance, that young man and thousands of others that we've lost could probably be here.
That's real, man.
You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy, man. We gotta continue to do what we do. But I am excited, man. I'm excited to have you back, because for a moment I was like, dude, I don't know. I felt tough, like, because we didn't even mention, like, JG's not here this week. We said we gotta go and just do this shit like JG is just with us. Like, we didn't even. The funny thing is, we didn't even talk about it really. I think I said one sentence, and we didn't even talk about it. And I think so. I'm like, okay, we all probably are thinking things in our head,
right?
But we're like,
I thought it was gonna end up being me and Demon, man. JG was out. You got your teeth pulled. Man, the chat box was like quiet for like.
I couldn't even talk, man.
I don't even know how long. Like, I was like, I didn't hear my phone ding.
Nah,
dude.
You know, I don't talk to a bunch of motherfuckers. No way.
I put that motherfucker down, bro. I didn't even want to pick it up.
When my phone ding, I know it's one of y'all in our little chat box. So
right.
That motherfucker ain't even ding. I was like, man, these motherfuckers dead or something. Like,
I swear, man.
Dude, so, and you know, like, because I couldn't talk, and my wife and I, we love watching 90 Day Fiance. It's hilarious. It's my favorite shit, bro. So like, a lot of times there's people that they don't speak the same language, so they're talking through a translator. So like, I downloaded a text to talk app, and that's how I was talking to my wife, dude. And I was like, wow. I'm like, we should just call TLC now and start our 90 day. I'm like, I mean, you can, like, I'm Nigerian. Like, you can either I can be from Nigeria and you can be from the Philippines. Like, we can make this shit work, fam. Like, we should go on 90 day.
That's funny.
My wife was like, shut up. Oh man, this shit was wild, bro. But yeah, I was talking through this app, bro, and it's like I was just, and then I got to talking shit.
Send me the name of that app. I would have checked. I'm try that shit.
Yeah,
myself.
it's funny, bro. Let me see really quick, because it's nothing special. It's just text to speech. That's all it is.
Okay.
Can you change the language that it translates into?
Yes. So then like I changed the language, and you can change in some different languages. There's various voices, so you can get a male voice, a female voice. So I was like, at first I chose a woman's voice. I was like, is this okay for our relationship?
Oh, stupid. Dude, you a different cat, bro.
I was like,
Different cat.
I was like,
Yo,
I chose a South African woman, and that's how I was talking about
That's
like the
funny.
first 24 hours.
She'd have responded to your ass with a Barry White voice. She'd have been fucked up.
yeah, I would have been like, I don't like that part.
Hey, so
that shit funny, dude.
so like,
Straight up.
I don't want to offend nobody, but like I was in the store, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
This is already a great story.
but I was in the store and I was shopping, and I think the proper term is transsexual.
Mm.
So I'm gonna take it that this individual was a transsexual, but they were dressed like a woman, so I'm assuming they identified as a woman. And you know, you look and you kind of tell, but I didn't want to judge. So like I just kind of like glanced and I kept it moving, right? And they had on like some really risque attire. And so it's like whatever, okay. So usually, and I'm not like generalizing, but usually when you see somebody who identifies as a female, they usually take on that whole persona, right?
Okay, yeah.
So like I'm
At
still
least that's
shopping
what's been
whatever.
promoted and marketed to us.
Right. And it just caught me off guard because then they started talking to their friend and like they had a deep ass voice. And they ain't even try to hide it. Like, and I just felt like I was in like a weird ass space because I want to look over my shoulder and be like, is this really the same person that just went past me? Or is it somebody else behind me? And like, so I just kept, you know, I kept doing what I was doing, went to another section. And, you know, so it's like, you know, I was away from it, so it was out of my mind. And then I get in line.
No.
And they get in line behind me.
No.
You was like, what's up, my nigga?
Huh?
You was like, what's up, my nigga? And then he was like, ain't nothing to it.
They just started talking, and I was like,
to you?
They was talking to each other.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it was two of them. Okay.
It was one transsexual and one girl was like really a girl.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume.
Okay.
But
ain't really a girl no more, fam.
I don't know, but like
whatever.
I know what you meant, but I don't know the words either.
No, the transsexual was talking to what looked to be a naturally born female.
Okay.
But so they was talking, and it's like, it's just, I don't know, like it kind of like it just threw me because like
you still throwing, my nigga. I see it
Still
in your face.
It's like looking at like
I'm through with you.
It's like looking at huh?
I said I'm through with you.
It's like looking at Cardi B dressed up for like one of them like twerk videos, and then like Barry White voice came out.
Oh my god!
Damn.
And it's like, you want to be PC, you want to like respect like people, you know, choices and stuff, so you don't want to stare. But I felt like that little kid that saw something for the first time, and like you like keep looking like,
Mama, why that man got on girl clothes?
And
like that.
You know, but that's the thing.
That's real.
But the thing is, especially a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old who don't know nothing but the truth.
Yep.
I'm sure people have experienced that shit.
My kids did that. I thought I was gonna have to fight.
Like I've been around transsexuals, I've been around homosexuals, whatever. But usually, in my experience, and maybe my experience is just that limited, but usually in my experience, when I'm around a transsexual, if it's a girl, a guy dressing like a girl, you can still tell, but like their voice, they got the other voice that they use. And if it's a girl like a stud or a girl that dresses like a guy, they kind of like deepen their voice. Yeah. It just seemed like this person either like he was like just tired for the day or just didn't give a fuck because it was like, what up, my nigga?
Yeah.
I'm about to, like,
Wow.
he was like, ooh, look at these Tommy Hilfiger thongs. They on sale too. Like,
this nigga here. You was okay, man, till you said that. Now
that's what he said.
Oh, that was their words for real?
Oh, that happened.
Yes.
God damn.
That's
I might have got in trouble, dog. I'm sure I'd have said some dumb shit like, my nigga.
But you know what the funny thing is? What if
I don't care which side you pick, my nigga.
What if she had a sense of humor? It's like, yo, I finna fuck with this dude because I know he's uncomfortable.
That could be.
So like, I'm finna just really, really ham it. Because the thing is, you can tell when somebody's uncomfortable, and you were being respectable, right? So it was probably like sometimes.
The thing is that I wasn't uncomfortable when they said that. So
okay.
Initially, I saw them I was going one way, they were going the other way. I saw them in passing.
Gotcha.
You know, so I didn't, you know.
You was like, whatever.
You know, you see somebody, you can kind of tell, and you get like, hey, maybe that, and whatever. So then it was right before the photo shoot. So I was looking for like long socks, like fishnets, whatever, for like the girls to go with like their outfit for the photo shoot.
What store
and
was you
He was in the right section.
Why the fuck did I think you was in the grocery store, my nigga? What?
Yo, I swear.
I thought so too.
Until you just said what you said, I'm picturing you walking past produce, my nigga.
Exactly.
Now here's the thing, and this is why I said usually. I've been in the grocery store and seen a transsexual, and like the individual spoke,
right?
But the voice was like, you know, it was like whatever voice they chose for whatever. I don't want to say personality or whatever, but whatever voice they chose to use,
right,
when they're dressed as a female. So that's what I'm used to.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I'm like just in like a department store, and I don't want to say like the name because the motherfucker might be listening and shit. You never know.
Right.
Right.
And just getting props for the photo shoot. And so my back was to them when they started having the conversation. And it was like, hey, look at these Tommy Hilfiger thongs. They're on sale. I should get them. And I look over my shoulder and it's like, the fuck?
You 300% wrong.
Huh?
You are 300% wrong, and I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
Because where you were, you don't get to be uncomfortable with anything you see.
I didn't say I was uncomfortable.
In that store, you can't have a problem with nothing that go down in that motherfucker.
I didn't say I was uncomfortable. I said I was
where that type shit go down.
Yeah.
I said I was thrilled. It's just like when you like.
It's
when
not
you walk
just,
up on
just like nothing I do.
It's just like no. It's like when you ever like been to like the club or something, and it's like a big ass bouncer. And then they talk to you,
and they got the little squeaky.
They sound like Easy E.
Yeah.
They sound like Michelle A.
Yeah.
I gotta warn you. You know what the fuck?
That shit funny. Man.
Oh my God. Yo, dude, this is hilarious. And like, no, I don't think you said anything offensive, but that I even like what you said. Like I was thrown. Like I wasn't like just completely like out of my like just uncomfortable, but I was thrown off a little.
It's not an uncomfortable thing because like I don't want to say it's normal, but
it is.
It's something that it's more frequently happening than
for sure.
Than when we were younger. It's more acceptable.
For sure.
True.
Absolutely.
I'm just used to, and I don't want to say like full character, but I'm used to like when people do it, like I'm used to like the whole, like they change the whole image.
Gotcha.
And I don't know if maybe I don't know.
I met Christian Bale and he had the whole Batman costume on.
Right. Maybe he had, he forgot his Bane mask or something.
I'd be disappointed and shit. You know what I mean? Just like, really, fam? You gonna hit me with the British Australian shit?
It's like,
Not the
And
back.
you rocking a whole Gotham get up?
You got the whole uniform on, bro. You got
and maybe I felt like the remember the old Hardee's commercial when they was like, if you gonna go all out.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's
I
when
just
they
kind of felt
the
like
Monster
that,
Burgers. Yeah.
like my nigga, like you out here in high heels, booty shorts, and whatever like net kind of top you got on, makeup, wig, like the whole nine, and you was like, just fuck the voice.
I feel you. I can see you being throwed though. I would have been throwed too. It'd been funny, but you know what? I guess I would have appreciated the honesty, my nigga. I guess.
Well, it's not because it wasn't an uncomfortable throw, but it's one of the ones where you know how you want to double check to make sure you saw what you saw.
Okay.
Right. I feel you.
But you don't want to be disrespectful with it.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Man, dude. That's hilarious. I
That was
can't.
funny though.
I can't. Dima, any last words?
Nah, good to be back.
Yeah, it's good to be back, bro.
It is, man, dude. This is dope. Like, I don't know, man. I always say this, but I really like what we're doing. I really like what we're creating. Because, man, we can have like a whole conversation and we're not like following like the top trending story. We're just kind of like shooting the shit and just letting melodrama is the perfect name. Because I swear, we start off here and then we get all the way over here.
Hey, you know what else kind of fucked me up?
And be cool about it.
You know what I'm saying?
Huh?
What's
you know
that?
What else kind of fucked me? My mama brought me a selfie stick, G.
They still make them motherfuckers?
That's what I was thinking.
Oh my God.
But then here's the thing, like,
Oh my God.
me and my mama got the same phone. If your phone ain't got no headphone jack, my phone ain't got no headphone jack. Why you bringing me some shit you can't use?
No. See, this is why I have a problem with the Patty versus Gladys verses. They don't know, man. All of us gonna be on the phones with our mamas.
Have you seen the meme?
So they can watch that shit.
Oh my God. Yo, you know what would be so hilarious if one of them was like, hold on, what's her email number?
That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. I think a lot of people watching.
What about the music quality?
Man.
Well, I'm sure a lot of their stuff they've remastered and stuff like that. Because
even when it's remastered, like I know you've been listening to like some shit, you streaming some shit, and if you got a playlist you put together, and you got Rick Ross playing, and then after that you got like NWA to come on.
Yeah, it's a horrible experience. I had to take all Wu-Tang off of my playlist because going from Rick Ross to Wu-Tang, it's a bummer.
Yep.
Because you go from like
oh my God, yeah. I'm like,
you know what else is messed up about that Rick Ross to Wu thing you just mentioned is the Wu fans will tell you they did that on purpose, and that made it even worse. They're like, they made it sound like that on purpose.
I mean, there's something to be said about a grungy sound, but no, they did what they could with what they had, and they happened to become world famous. So, like, yeah, like I don't want to hear that bullshit about we did this shit on purpose. Like, no, this is what we could afford, and we made some dope ass music off of it. But I had to have a whole different setup though. So, yeah, man. So this has been super dope, fellas. I just want to say, yeah, we glad to be back. Other than that, man, tune in, man. Like us on YouTube. Subscribe to that shit. Subscribe to us on the Spotify's, the Apples, iHearts, wherever the fuck you listen to podcasts and shit. Just to get the word out. Tell a friend. Tell a friend.
Word. And all your period challenge pictures to the IG page.
No, don't do that. Don't do that at all. Don't do that.
Can they pick a different word that's start with a P? Because I don't like that word.
Why?
That word mean like not tonight and shit.
No.
Hold He's like,
what it was?
I'm conflicted by this challenge.
Yeah, pick a different word.
So what he did was
He said the not tonight challenge.
Yeah.
Because you know how like all the girls was like saying period.
Yeah,
like,
that's what it was.
Trying to make a point.
that's where he can't. Yeah.
So he said unless your ass can do this, don't ever say period.
Don't say that word no more. And like,
oh, that's what it. Okay,
that's where he
Still
started
don't like
from.
that word. But I get that. I get the joke. I just don't like that word, bro.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Man, I'm gonna be
He stumbled onto some shit.
But that's greatness. Well, fam, this has been a great episode. Again, episode 43, Melodrama Podcast. We bike. We couldn't care less, but we fucking love y'all.
Yeah,
Peace.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
I forgot I gotta go pick